DNS Worlds run.
Yeah.
And then immediately our hopes were dashed on the rocks. But
Fell the first hurdle. But in this form, maybe what could have been? You know, the Poppy will get banned. Not too much of a surprise. This is actually DNS's most banned, and the most banned against BNK FearX, interestingly enough. So that seemed like a surefire thing.
yeah, Raptor's a very strong Poppy player.
I think Kellen too.
Yeah. Oriana, Cassiopeia. Closer, he's got a big smile on his face. Closer definitely, even in their wins in Kespa Cup, he looked insane, especially on the Cassiopeia. So that one will not be given to him. Other ones might. And Closer definitely has a very eclectic champion pool at this point. Definitely well known for being more aggressive.
So some of the picks remaining: Nocturne, Jace, Camille, Bard. I feel like might take this last ban spot. It's going to be the Camille getting banned away. So you know, we've seen some Rise first pick be a popular thing, but DNS are going to immediately slam the Lee Sin for Sharvel. A lot of confidence here. And a quick response from BNK FearX looking to be this Ezreal. We've seen Skarner be pretty popular into Lee Sin as an answer. That had a lot of weight to it earlier on, but I don't think there's definitely a necessary need to lean into that. There's still other good junglers, and they will just go for the Pantheon instead. I think for Closer, you could go Rise here. The Rise Lee Sin, very potent, very strong combination together.
Yeah, Rise Pantheon also very strong, so you deny it at the same time. You don't have to deal with Cassiopeia. Anivia has fallen off, but Syndra's available.
Yep, Syndra, Pantheon, Taliyah Pantheon also an option. You could play into that. And then for that third pick for DNS, you could pick a top laner, and then they can only respond to top or mid. Or you could just pick a bot laner. You could pick something like Jhin into the Ezreal. We've seen a lot. Or you could go for something, I mean, even like the... Could you just slam Olaf here, and then if they respond to it, they can't match mid?
Yeah.
That's definitely an option here, and they will just go for that Olaf. So now BNK FearX, you either respond to the Rise, or, you know, the matchups will be banned away, or you respond to the Olaf. And it really just depends on Clear's comfort across the picks we've seen into Olaf. So some of the picks we've seen, obviously, so Clyde last series, we've seen Jax, we've seen Vayne.
And the last time Vikla played Syndra into Rise, it was rough, to say the least. It did not go well. They're just going to pick Bard.
Yeah, they go for neither. They just go for Bard, which is, honestly, is an interesting take on it, because it means DNS can't ban mid and tops. So they have to kind of split between. You get that prior bot lane that you want. You ban away the Jhin from Dr. Am here. Vayne is going to get banned to give due to a bit of Amnesia time. And it's Nautilus as well, protecting the returned hitbox of the Bard. And there's still, you know, things like Corki.
Could go Kate Karma as well. I mean, it's pretty difficult to ban out bot lane, I'd say, in game one.
Yeah.
Like, just take away the most difficult things, and then they're going to get something really good anyway. So, just go with what you're least comfortable with.
And they will take out the Taliyah, so it's having to split the bans because that Bard came in between mid and top, taking away the matchups I don't want to deal with the most. So Vikla could just go Syndra here, and that's going to be the play. And then bot lane for DNS. They have enough AD if they do want to go a mage, but they could also just play Corki and just be pretty safe here, pretty standard. If they want to be more aggressive in the 2v2, they could play the likes of like Caitlyn Lux, although that hasn't really been something Dr. Am and Peter have lent on so much. Look at the Sivir, which I think syncs up well with the Olaf. Is also good into like a very spell-based bot lane like the Bard Ezreal. I will say, can feel a bit awkward playing into Syndra, who's when you're short range, but I think it works. And then for Peter, are you going to take just take Karma here into the Bard? Sivir Karma, something we saw a lot early in the season. You could also just go like the Shen, but they will just go for that Karma. So a lot of movement speed to back up this Olaf. And then for BNK FearX, Clear has to match. Is it going to be the Jax? Is it going to be the Kled? instead, looking at the Xante, maybe.
Aatrox, he keeps poking his head up here and there. It does feel like there are moments where it seems good, but I don't know about this one. There are a lot of good options. Kled.
There's the Kled.
Is going to be what is picked. Now, Kled was 100% win rate until we saw last game.
And what was the differential? Jungle.
Yeah.
It's always jungle diff. Matchup like this can be very volatile. It's pretty all or nothing. So unless either of the top laners is able to naturally get a major advantage, I think it might come down to a jungle. To be fair, I will say in the last series, I feel like BFX Kled practice maybe wasn't as fortuitous as some other players. Definitely felt like he was struggling early in the matchup, even before the jungle showed up.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you said about the jungle because I really do feel like it's going to come down to how much focus we have from the Lee Sin, from the Pantheon. I'm also going to be looking at Vikla into Ryze because much like Perfect into Olaf in the last game, Vikla did not have a good time. I know I've said it a lot, but it's a big thing to note because Syndra should not be losing that hard. And then the bot lane. Bot lane used to be all the focus. And now it's just kind of, well, the supports leave and you guys do your own thing. Clear the waves. That is your job, especially for Ducktime on the Sivir. It looks like we are ready to go. Let's hop into the Rift for game number 1. So, here we are, game 1, and we had a really important thing that we kind of skipped over before about the supers and the blue spice, okay?
Yep.
I do want to explain it. I'm going to try my best. So the supers in Korean is supos, right? And spice in Korean is spice. So it's kind of close. And apparently there has been a meme circulating that the supers are very close to spice. They've been playing more spicy nowadays. And that's where this whole, you know, sandstorm is greater than the chili powder and the spice, essentially, is from. Now, I think it's really awful. I'm not sure how you feel, Ox, but I don't think it hits at all. I don't think it should be a thing, but it has become a thing. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
It's difficult to judge because, you know, I'm not a Korean native or fluent in Korean or know much of Korean. So I feel like me judging it is pretty... Because maybe to a Korean speaker, it does sound more similar. To me, I'm on your wavelength. I'm just like,
Well, it has the same last syllable when you say it in Korean. And obviously, the word for spice in Korean is not supice. But if you say the English word spice with a, you know, with like a Korean accent, or if you're just, there are some words in Korean that you would use spice instead. It's pretty difficult to explain, as you can tell. And I think when it's really this difficult to explain, it's not going to hit for any of us.
No.
So maybe on the Korean side it does. But for us, it's just not working.
On the Korean side, it's like, wow, what an absolute banger. And then we're just like, eh. This often happens with the comments.
So, Sumbi on our production team, he personally likes spoiler.
That's terrible. That's actually
We got a big trade in top lane as he's off a Skarl. And it's very close, actually. Oh, the flash! And the response from Voodoo is right away.
Wow. We're having a good amount more success than we saw in the last series. That was intense. And Dudu, no TP, obviously, so has to make his way back up there. Notably went Exhaust, not the Ghost here. Which does make him weaker in team fights. I know in theory, exhausting someone is high value in team fights to reduce their damage. But as an Olaf, really the Ghost helps a lot. I will say they have a Karma and a Sivir. So that'll give him some movement speed. But for me, this game, BNK FearX, I think there's more emphasis on them getting an early lead. You know, the Ezreal's going to spike earlier than the Sivir. The Syndra is going to fall off compared to the Ryze. I feel like that's also pretty through with the Kled compared to the Olaf, but I think they have the tools to get ahead early. They have a lot of playmaking potential, the Pantheon ult potential, the Syndra post-level 6, Bard as well, but you really have to make use of it. Otherwise, I think if DNS are allowed to just naturally scale or get a lead, they're going to feel very comfortable.
Yeah. All right, Dudu's getting in there once again. He is not to be outdone, he says, as this time you don't have Ignite, says Dudu. Also, as we saw from Zeus, if you can get clear off of, or the Kled in general, off of Skarl early, then it's obviously going to significantly hinder his ability to trade and go for all-ins. So just trying to get him close to that.
And we did see Charvel was just on the top side when he went for that trade, so we knew he kind of had like the cover for it. Had the backup off the jungler. Both junglers just hit level 5, not too far away from Raptor being able to threaten that ult. Also, notably, Taeyun did go the TP in the bot lane, so not expecting to get that much impact in the bot lane 2v2, which is fair enough. Just trying to play for pressure and staying off the lane. Also, notably, Doctam and Dudu, they have 2 exhausts on DNS. We have a lot of games where there's no exhausts, but
yeah,
that's going to feel pretty frustrating for BNK Fear X.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think Dudu in that case probably should have gone for the Ghost. I mean, exhaust can be really powerful, especially against certain champions such as like a Kiana, which is something we see oftentimes when Charvel plays Kiana. Or, I mean, it's good into Syndra when she goes for the big combo and presses R. But besides that, I mean, I guess when the Kled goes in, sure, but
I mean, I think they'll definitely they'll find value from it. I think Dudu taking it was more about just winning the 1v1. Because, you know, Ghost is really nice for team fights, and it can help you run down a target or run away from one, but it doesn't obviously change the damage.
That's the root, and it sets up Charvel here. Vikla in a bit of trouble. We do have Raptor nearby, and the ward's going to spot Raptor. So Charvel says, okay, that's enough. We also had Clear coming down, so.
Nice pickup on the flash, and respect to Charvel for not overcommitting. Trying to get more from it. Obviously doesn't have the kick, so I see you peering into the skin.
What is going on in that back animation?
It's like the he's like a vampire or whatever, isn't he? It's like it's a Halloween skin. He's a bat.
Aha.
And so there's little bats.
And what is Skarl in this case?
What is Skarl in any case? I have no idea.
Well, specifically for the skin, he's
no, but
like something else.
Tell me what Skarl is.
Okay, well, last time I was casting with Wolf, and he actually looked it up.
Okay.
I don't remember. It's it's some kind of League of Legends universe mythical creature. It's not like a real thing, so obviously we're not supposed to know what it is.
Skarl isn't real? Well, I feel like you've just pulled back the curtain on this. Wow, that's very upsetting. Thanks, Brendan.
Yeah, wait until I tell you about the Tooth Fairy.
Why did you jump to the Tooth Fairy and not
because
like
I was going to say the obvious one, but then I was like, you know, we have some kids out there that are still watching and believe in the other one.
Well, I mean, obviously Santa Claus is real, so if anyone's watching...
Yeah, no, I wasn't talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, that one's obvious. How else would the presents get under the tree
at
course. Christmas? Who else is drinking the milk and eating the cookies?
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to worry any viewers. We're obviously not alluding to that.
Yeah, that's not what I meant at all. So apparently Skarl is called a Dracolops. Thank you, Degon.
Yeah, I agree. That isn't a real thing. So.
Is that like related to a Cyclops in any way? I wonder.
How many eyes does Skarl have?
I think it's 2, but I don't know.
Is Skarl's cousin in the Odyssey? Is that? Maybe.
I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know.
You realize
I could not have accessed the story before the movie.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Original story. How does he come up with this stuff?
I mean, how does any movie get made nowadays, other than by copying someone else's original idea?
Yeah. Hey, I mean, not just movies, but also in League of Legends, everyone's just copying each other's tech. Oh!
All right, we're just dashing into a million stuns. Closer says it's okay, I've got some backup. No, he doesn't. First blood goes over to Vikla. And Closer goes in, he goes out, and then he goes down.
You know, normally the Lee Sin Rise, you feel so confident taking skirmishes on it, but into Syndra Pantheon.
We're going in with the charge as the exhaust comes out, and that's what it's for.
I don't think that's what it's for. That just slowed him down. If you could have just ghosted, you know.
No,
more to stop the
that's
damage.
what it's for.
Okay.
Specifically that moment there. And now Dudu is dead. He doesn't have Ragnarok, and that's a Pantheon. And when you're that low, he presses Q and you die.
Yeah. I mean, I think, honestly, you could have just saved the flash. I think in that situation, the thing is, it's not a TP. It's a spear comes from the sky. You know it's Pantheon.
Yeah.
And you know he has a point-and-click stun, and he has an execute. So I think probably could have just held the flash there.
Yeah.
And here's the play. Closer goes so far forward and then just gets stunned, and even flashes and still gets stunned. Not ideal, not optimal,
오케이.
I would say.
나 탁공 되는데. 나 탁공 되는데.
I can go for a top.
뒤에다
ult.
찍어놨어. 뒤에
I mean, you
찍어놨어.
just
I'll
see
go
the angle here, it's
behind
like, wow, he's so dead.
찔러가 나와 무조건. 나와. 나이사.
Yeah.
좀 주자 이러고.
Nice.
Then Olaf, flash in chat.
Yeah. Gotta ping that cooldown. And honestly, I mean, an Olaf that's behind against a matchup like this, against a Pantheon, we talked about how important the jungle is for this, but he already got kind of behind in the early trades, and then Raptor shows up. Like, he's just so doomed at the moment. Like, it's not the end of the game for the Olaf because we know what he can do and just run into the backline and stuff, but this is not going to be that game-taking over style Olaf that we've seen.
And Raptor's just taking control now off the enemy jungle, forcing Shovel away, getting the camps. Oh.
Yeah, Dudu says, well, I can still do this. As in goes Raptor, he does so much damage. It's insane. As he already has the Thunder Sky. Now Charvel's going in on a Vikla. And we got a Magical Journey as BNK, the rest of the team shows up, and DNS are like, that's not fair. As they got there so quickly, both mid laners going to die at the same time. And now DuckDom's going to utilize that disengage cone to deny us some more fun and make it just a 1-for-1.
Honestly, looked a little precarious for DNS. Even though they got the jump onto Vikla, I was a bit worried for them. But they managed to make an equal trade. But it still feels like BNK Furex definitely the ones in control here.
Yeah, they definitely are. I think especially the difference in the jungle right now is very palpable. You see that Raptor comes up, chunks Peter.
It was so disrespectful there. And then here, Closer's not quite in range initially. And then ults here, they managed to take out Closer. Vikla just dies to an auto attack. Hold flash there. I think it was back up in time. But either way, didn't see a route out.
Supports are just having fun.
I mean, Raptor feels really strong right now, and the fact that it's 3-1 and a bit of a goal lead for BNK Furex is how they want the game to be. They want to be ahead. They want to try and find that favor early, but they need to continue this momentum. Any slip-ups could be very costly in this game. I've seen DuckDom's gone for the Yuntal, which has kind of risen in priority to get a buff recently, but it's definitely a scaling AD carry option for a role that already is more about scaling.
Yeah, and a champion specifically who's also really about scaling and running really fast. So
DuckDom can always just go for that 400 CS win con. We've seen it before.
is that why you play Sivir sometimes?
Perhaps.
I don't feel like Sivir is a good solo queue pick. What do you
No.
think?
Situational, but usually not.
I see.
Kind of depends on the matchup.
So that's why you play with me, right?
All right.
I mean, your Ziggs is really good. I'm just throwing in a compliment, you know? Just trying to be nice.
This was such a backhanded compliment.
I think Sivir is just not that interesting, personally.
Okay.
It just
Well,
kind of farms and doesn't really do a whole lot.
I think you can keep your opinion to yourself. Sivir scales very well as a real threat later in the game.
She does, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, the ricochets when it hits the whole team, very cool. BNK Furex looking for Peter, but and this is one of the nice things about Karma into Bard is that you always have on-demand movement speed to kind of get out of the Tempered Fate. I mean, your AD carry also has a spell shield, so they're doing pretty good as well. And it's now a Dragon Apiece Mountain Soul on the cards. So definitely a big boon. I feel like more so for DNS than for BNK Fear X, simply because like into things like a Syndra and an Ezreal, the Mountain Shield value is really high. DNS feels like they have a lot more DPS in their composition, rather than just the raw bit. Wow.
Taeyeon keeps getting hit by the forward swing of the big boomerang and the backward swing of it.
Yeah, I think dodging either of those is probably a positive thing to do. Something to work on, I guess.
But instead, he has just taken 1 million damage, and he does have TP. So he says, that's why I took TP. Also, I got my Trinity Force and my Greaves.
Yeah. The glutinous or the gluttonous? Which is it?
It's gluttonous.
Okay. Sound very sure of that.
Yeah. A lot of our other casters are trying to make us unsure about it, but I think it's pretty obvious which one it is.
Kellen trying to get some vision control up here, as we have the Herald spawning in a few seconds. I feel like if DNS see the angle, they could look for a fight here. They have closed in the top lane. You can Realm Up in level 11. Obviously not the biggest spike in terms of items for the Rise, but right now, Peter trying to get some pressure on Taeyeon. Warthog disrupt the stun, and the spell shield even on the True Shot Barrage. Things are coming in, they're looking.
Yeah, Charvel wants to set something up, but he gets bound up by the Bard. As now we are going to have the Temper Fate coming in. Clear is here first, and he is on that back line. Duckdom not able to get away from the Kled, and now he's just dead. As here comes the charge as well. The follow-up is absolutely there. Tons of damage into Dudu. And the rest of them do get away, but it's a big fight win to BNK Fear X.
To me, this felt so indecisive from DNS. You know, initially they wanted to go for the Pantheon, but the Pantheon's so good at buying time, especially with the Bard. And then they just looked really lost as to what to do after the fact. I think BNK Fear X mitigated the initial play, got the TPs in, target selection was great, took out Duckdom. We can see it here. So initially they're looking for the Pantheon, but the two things that come through is firstly it's a Pantheon, right? So you're never going to kill him quickly. And secondly, the TPs come in, and you can see DNS kind of hesitate after the stun, like should they go for this? But then he stuns Peter, and they're like, okay, well I guess we fight, but they just buy so much time. And Duckdom ends up in this really uncomfortable position, and honestly just does a terrible flash. So you've lost your 80 carry, your Olaf has to ult and run away. It's just not a good spot to be in.
It was a very awkward kind of situation they found themselves in after that committal. And for Kellen, really made his job easy. Really liked the binding on the Charvel immediately as he comes over the wall. You know, if Charvel gets in and is able to, like, set up a kick onto the Pantheon, maybe then you can kill him fast enough.
Yeah.
Like, before even the TP comes in, but...
It was a great peel from Kellen there just to stall out the play and extend it. It's now a 3,300 gold lead in favor of BNK Fear X, which is very sizable, and they've followed that trajectory that they really want with that composition. Dragon up in a minute 15, which you know you want to look for, but first I'm going to throw that Herald down bot lane. Kled's going to move in and respond, and Kled is a nightmare to dive, so he's very safe, even though you have a lot of DNS members on the top side of the map. And the Herald's just going to hit bot lane with no one really to respond yet. In fact, it looks like it's going to get a second charge here. So, big win for BNK Fear X.
Yeah. And I'm not really sure why they were so deep on the top side, speaking of which. Well, at least he's Lee Sin, so no, he's just dead. Taeyeon is going to pick up his second kill. And now it's clear who's actually the one who is diving, but Peter is here, going to hop off Skarl, and now he doesn't really have enough damage. Just gets burst down by Dudu. Raptor shows up late.
Whoa.
It's getting messy. Speaking of which, on the hunt comes in. We got a TP as well, and now it's Raptor versus 4 people. And yeah, you can survive for a long period of time, but not in this case. That is a shutdown given over to Duckdom.
I'm really confused about the Pantheon ult there coming in on the play. It's a situation where you had the favorable play mid, you managed to pick up the Lee Sin. I think just BNK Fear X trying to do too much here. So this is good. You get the Lee Sin, fine, great, positive. You then could have taken this time just to push mid and maybe get some plates off the top tower, maybe get some vision around bot side as they're attacking your Kled. But instead, you see them all start to drift up. And the Pantheon ult comes in so late. So late. And when you have no flash and you're into a Karma Sivir, you're always going to get run down. There's really no outs. So I think just trying to do too many things at once was BNK FearX. And this is giving DNS space on the Dragon.
Yeah. Dugthumb doesn't really have any health, but they are going to get away. And by they, I mean everyone except Charvel. As now Clear is dealing with a Kled, but he's got a Karma to help him out.
Yeah, I think maybe if they were a bit more... Oh,
okay, they're going to get this ult down on a Peter. It's getting a little bit crazy. We got the Scatter of the Week on a Closer at the same time, but they just walk away.
Yeah, once again, I feel like BNK FearX still very ahead in this game, still in a good spot. But it's like something goes wrong, and they're just trying to chase the play. You can see pings now coming out towards the top side of the map and those jungle camps. You could have already made moves there. You could have already been hitting the mid tier 2. There's lots of things you could have done instead of chasing DNS, and I think you got Charvel, and it should have been pretty clear after that. I mean, it was clear to us. It was clear to, I'm pretty sure everyone watching at home. They were out. Even the Bartle catching Peter didn't really change anything. So I just think BNK FearX need to be better at cutting their losses. You see this play here. I do think if DNS coordinated this a bit better, actually it was the stun on Charvel that stopped him getting into the Realm Warp. That's really unfortunate for him.
We got a big trade down on the bottom side. I think the second Dudu gets ignited, he just has to back off there. Now it's Closer alone in the top lane. He's got 2 of his teammates nearby, but they're not able to get there in time. So it looks like a magical journey into dive caught them off guard.
Yeah, good play there by BNK FearX and extending that lead they have. Charvel's just going to push the mid wave out in response.
Yeah. Just feels like BNK FearX are a team that, you know, for better or for worse, they're just going to keep going in. As congratulations to Kellen, by the way, 5,000 assists. He does hit it. The 4th support to do it behind Keria, Lahens, and Beryl.
Huge achievement for him. And looking to get plenty more in this series. See this play in the top lane. Closer, just not much he can do. The stun doesn't connect from Kellen, but the slow is there, the stun is there, the damage is definitely there. Now, Dugthumb does get a trade onto Taeyeon, but nothing else really going to come from that. Feels like Vikwa wants to step up to the wave top, is a little hesitant, but I mean, so is Closer after what just happened to him. Realm Warp is available though if they want to make a play. And Dudu's taking the fight here. Remember, no Ignite on the Kled this time, and there's an Exhaust available.
He's got his team with him, too. He's going to flash over the wall, but that's a follow flash, and now Clear goes down. And Dudu had taken the gold lead before this fight even began, and especially with the Summoner lead, he just finds him there. Closer, very fast, just runs away. And it kind of feels like, I mean, BNK FearX are ahead, but there are many times in this game where we're like, are they? It doesn't feel like they're using this lead very well.
They have a big gold lead still, but I feel like this is the point in the game where they are really strong, and DNS is only going to get stronger from here on out and scale up in a really big way. So I am pretty concerned right now for BNK FearX, despite the fact they're in an advantageous position. Being a concern, I'm pretty concerned for Dudu.
Yeah, he's very dead. And really the only question is, does Raptor get a assist or the kill? He is not going to get the assist. And now Kellen is going to get a binding down. Actually catches the 2 of them, but he's already dead. As it looks like little ability came out there very quickly. As the charge now coming in, looking to punish on a Closer. He is down. We are just all over the place right now.
This is a Rise Group game. I think we can definitely say that. A lot of scrapping, a lot of fighting. See champion, kill champion seems to be MO right now for both of these teams. And obviously, so far, that has been working better for BNK FearX, but there's been some trades coming through. I think BNK FearX want to keep pushing the pace of the game, but this does feel very chaotic in the way they're doing it. Here, Kled has no Ignite to help out in the 1v1, and there's the backup of the Sivir Karma coming, so...
I like the way he was calling that the whole time. He's like, I'm going to go for the fight. I am fighting. Back me up. I'm going to go for the all-in. Like, he's really trying to make it very clear exactly what he's doing at every point.
You know, Kellen nearly survived here, but by getting Closer's flash, he does just kind of ensure he is dead in the follow-up situation. So at least he got that value out of it.
Yeah. True support, just burning the sums of the mid laner in one way or another.
Yep. Navori now picked up for Dokdam. This Civ is starting to get strong. And it is definitely a cause for concern for BNK Fear X. Dragon has just come up now on the map. Would be third if DNS can get this one. That's a big if. Trying to get set up in the area. Even though Realm Warp isn't available yet, TP comes in.
Oh, you got TPs, but the Olaf is already here. Closer not quite, as Dudu is kind of running out of his Ragnarok, but down will go Vikla. Now Raptor in a rough spot. He's going to go down, and now it's just retreat city here from the side of BNK Fear X. Tatum does not get over the wall. DNS take a huge fight, and now they're looking for the Baron.
I think unfortunately for BNK Fear X, DNS just hit critical mass there. The target selection, excellent in that fight.
That's okay. Al. He's getting you.
Yeah, watch out for Al and his bowling alley.
Al's alley.
Yeah. So, Shovel will live. They will get the Baron. Will they get back in time to get the Dragon is another question. I'm going to recall now and move in. But this fight, I feel like Vikla's angle just gets caught off by the Olaf and they jump him. Even with the stasis, even with the Tempered Fate, does nothing to the Olaf, who just runs Vikla down. And then Dokdam's getting so much damage out here with these ricochets. Has really come online. Shovel doesn't find the follow-up on the kick with the Sonic Wave, but it doesn't matter.
They're happy, but also very stressed.
Yeah, understandable. This has been a stressful game. It's still being KFX with a goal lead, but can they contest this Dragon? Raptor has Flash and ult to get in, but it might end up being a one-way trip.
Probably going to have a charge engage here from Clear on the bottom side. Is Temper Fate going to catch everyone? And maybe they can set up something, but the kick is very good, and now Clear is isolated. Look at Dudu on the top side, kills Vikla again. And that is pretty huge. Now the Realm Warp is going to be coming in. Charvel just setting them up, and this has gone from bad to worse for BNK Fear X. DNS are rolling over them as they land the root there, and that'll be the ace for DNS.
For so much of this game, BNK Fear X were ahead, and I feel like we were being pretty critical. Like, yes, you're ahead, but these little mistakes are going to cost you, and they have. They have cost BNK Fear X a lot in this game, and what might be the game itself. Just not able to contest DNS right now. This Tempered Fate I actually think kind of backfired, because Kled jumps in, and then the True Shot Barrage misses, and they're not able to get follow-up afterwards, so it kind of just buys time for DNS to re-establish themselves. Dudu goes in and trades his life with the Syndra, and then they all Realm Warp in, and Dokdam's positioning is pretty stellar throughout this entire passage of play. Just able to get these autos down, free hitting, and then even has the on the hunt here to chase down the Ezreal. A huge fight win there, another Dragon picked up for DNS, and now it's them with a 3,000 gold lead. And you know what, all that happened pre-actualizer. Closer just picked up the actualizer, so things kind of just went from bad to really, really bad.
Yeah. Quite horrendous, you could say. And
yeah, it's also, you know what's the worst thing is when you buy a Seeker's Arm Guard,
yeah,
and then you lose the fight that you use it, and so you just have to sit on the broken Seekers. Which is kind of how Vikla is right now.
And you're behind, so you're not actually getting gold. You're not even close to Azonia's. Yeah. Feels bad, man.
Feels Batman?
Yeah. And Robin.
Oh.
And the Joker, actually.
What about the Penguin?
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
The Riddler?
We don't have a Penguin champion, do we?
There's so many champions we could have. I know people talk about there's a lot of champions. It's like, you know, surely at this point it's hard to find ideas. There's a lot of options.
I think Taeun is just dead.
He is going to
get help from Kellen, and no, he does get away. Kellen will have to give his life for it, though, as the Realm Warp is coming in, and Taeun gets away again just to die. So he got away multiple times and then died anyway. I guess he didn't get away in the end.
I thought I nearly cast a Kirsty when I said I think he's dead here. He actually survived way longer than I thought, but in the end does go down. Dokdam now has, model reminder by the way, he's full 4 items. On a Sivir.
Wow, Sivir's really cool. Viklet's going to scatter away here the flash engage, but it's still enough from Peter. As, by the way, he did buy a full Zhonya's, but not going to help very much when an Olaf is sitting right on top of you.
Yeah, the double flash to take out the Syndra does allow them to also get this mid inhibitor. And at this point, I think the game might just be a little over for BNK Fear X. It's lacking the damage a little here. Trying to find the angles in.
Yeah. I mean, we had a 3-0 Ezreal. We had a Pantheon that was 2-0 and very far ahead of the jungle. They had a lot of setup. If it were just a bit cleaner, absolutely. Oh, that is a huge play on a Tay, and Charvel just having fun with it as Kellen's like, here, go for it. Sets him up perfectly, and Charvel does not get down. And now they're just steamrolling them here as down will go clear too. And they have a wave in mid if they would like to end it now.
And moments like these, I'm honestly left wondering, what would DNS have looked like if they had Charvel from day one? Because it has been a night and day difference. We see Raptor trying to go for the stun, but it's spell shielded.
Yeah, that is still Sivir, and he is ready with the spell shields. Great game from Dugdom, and Charvel just tanking it up, but he does have GA. And 30 minutes in, they can just go for the end as Vikla, he will get knocked down by Dugdom at the end of the day, as they were very far behind until they just totally took over the game. DN Super's looking strong still.
I sound very convinced.
I mean, we have like, I don't know. I guess it kind of counts.
Okay. Well,
I'm not really, I don't know. I don't feel great about it. I want a Penguin champion.
먼저 다음 번 잡고. 야 이번에 내가 2차 볼게. 2차 볼게.
기다려 웨이부터.
타워 쳐봐 이거. 얘네 밀려났다.
오케이 맞아.
다음 거. 맞아. 나 가야.
마이너스 3번.
살짝 빼면서. 살짝 뒤로.
빼자.
살짝 뒤로. 살짝
야 이거
뒤로.
스크램.
그만해. 이거 타워 야 끝내자. 미드. 탑 말고 미드. 탑 미드.
야 드라이스다. 나 쉴드 줄 테니까.
라클 안 돼서 바로 타워 치면 될 것 같아 이거. 라클 될만하긴 해.
쉴드 5초. 천천히. 쉴드 2초.
야 치면서 할게.
천천히 해봐. 야 반대.
야 이거 신드라. 신드라 높을. 타워. 신드라 높을이야.
끝났어.
라인 들어가야 된다.
와이 빠졌고. 나 쉴드.
타워 치자. 끝났다. 타워 치자. 신드라 높을이야. 신드라 높을.
바드도 높을.
높을이야.
바드 볼 사람.
나이스
하나 보자.
나이스 이긴다.
한판 잘하자.
나이스.